first of all, thank you very much, Sampath, for this unique opportunity to meet awesome people as a part of your community. Second, thank you everyone for your wonderful time. I always believe that we have 2 days fixed in our life. One is our birthday and one is our death day. Though we do not value the time between these 2 days, but everything in the life, whether it is a success, fame, name, anything and everything is the time that you get between these 2 dates. So anyone giving time to anyone for anything is the most precious than even you giving me cash or you giving me food or you giving me water or anything else. So first of all, thank you very much for trusting your most precious thing with me. Or the one thing that I want to understand from all of you, that I can do both the language. I can do English, I can do Hindi. What is the language that you want to prefer? Do you want me to do a bit of Hindi English? Do you want to do me to do more Hindi, more English?
English is fine. English is fine.
English is
English.
perfectly fine.
English is fine.
Superb. Okay, great. So yeah, so I think I've heard all of you, and if I would have probably asked this question 6 months ago, you would have said that I am doing a traditional business and I'm doing good and I'm happy and whatever. But today, because you got locked down, and that too very abruptly inside your home, and you see lots of doors closed, which was just giving you a business or giving you a livelihood or giving you the success or traction that you wanted to build, and you see those doors closed, you decided that, hey, how can I go and look at alternate avenues, right? And I saw the kind of sessions that Sampath has arranged for all of you. I'm sure all the speakers, all the guests would have given you a very amazing insights about your life or about your future self or how to do a specific aspect of your life. Just to tell you, this launch and grow e-commerce business is probably a subject which is 5 days. I can go on to take this for 5 days, and then probably 5th day when you come out of it, you will say that, hey, I am ready for my e-commerce business. But
request everyone to turn their mics off, please.
So, but today, because I think I had a discussion with Sampath, and Sampath said me that if I can just take you through the journey, that what does it take to build an e-commerce platform or e-commerce business, that would help you develop a new kind of curiosity or help you get an insight, which will then help you build your business. I am Ishwar Jha. I have been into digital entrepreneurship for 25 years. First 15 years of my life, 16 years of my life, I spent from a coder to CIO of Sony Music and then the CEO of ZTV. I was a head of an entire group digital business for 7 years. I hold a unique record that there is no one, literally even today, who has worked with Subhash Chandra directly reporting into him for 2-3 years. And I was the one who reported into him and survived in the group for 7 years. Not only survived, but rather excelled in my life working with him. And in 2010, I made a call that it's been enough, that I have lived my corporate life and I wanted to come. And probably they say everything happens for a good. If I would not have become entrepreneur today, I would not have been in your company, in your or with you. So I think it's the blessings that I got on in year 2010. Since 2010, I did 2 businesses for Subhash Chandra and helped him earn 270 crore with the investment of around 28-29 crore rupees. Then I mentored around close to 24 businesses as a part of my TiE charter membership responsibility, and I saw 60% success without any profit, any commercial interest in those businesses. So even today, when I do the business, I don't look at you as someone who is a cash cow and who will give me a cash. I first think of helping you, and as a part of my mission, I always say that if Narendra Modi is talking about Atmanirbhar today, I think Mahatma Gandhi was talking about Atmanirbharta since 1935, 1934, right? When he said Swaraj, or he said he started those cotton khadi revolution and all that, right? They all were steps towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat. I think if I can contribute to make 1 million entrepreneurs successful, or 100, even a 1,000 entrepreneurs successful, it will certainly contribute towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. And that is where I started my journey of mentoring, coaching, training entrepreneurs. I have done around 30,000 entrepreneurs in last 4 years. This is the first time after the lockdown that I am speaking to any forum. I have not taken any there are many people who came to me and said, hey, speak to me, speak at our forum, at our platform. I said, sorry, I'm not interested to speak right now. But I could not say no to Abhijit and then subsequently to Sampath, because they sounded to be a very, very natural people and genuine people who wants to help people genuinely. So I said, okay, let me see what happens. So during this conversation, I just want all of you for a minute. This is going to be a very interactive session. So I'm also going to ask you certain questions, and I expect you to give me a response. There's a message box here. So start sharing your questions. I don't want you to be just a listener, because I want to make it engaging. I don't want any one of you to fall asleep while I'm talking. So be careful, and I'm going to ask you some very beautiful questions. So first question to me, if this is the rose garden and you are one of the rose in this garden, where do you belong right now? So you can just type on your screen 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do you see that I ideally belong to a 1, or belong to 2, belong to 3, belong to 4? And just think of yourself, and then tell me that yes, this is where I think I belong to. I would just want to have a response from all of you.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
So these are the 4 rose gardens. I want you to, am I audible well?
Yeah.
Or is there an audio problem?
Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yes.
So look at this 4 different rose gardens. Which garden do you belong to? Or which garden is you? Okay. So I see 2, I see 1. Please do quickly. So otherwise we'll be spending lots of time. 4 gardens. So I put a number 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 rose garden has a lots of roses. Second has a little less. Third has a little lesser than that, and 4 has only 4. So one of this garden, if you imagine yourself, which garden do you see yourself? Okay, so I see a very mixed response from all of you, but I see some at a 4 level, and some of you, Hemangi is at 2, and Nilay is saying 3, Hitesh Pauja is saying 1. No, screen is not locked. I have just kept it here for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. So I can see a response from all of you, and you all are everywhere in all the gardens, and which is a good thing. I'll tell you what happens. Just be with this question till we are finishing together, and then I will come back to you towards the end. We will again come back to the same garden, and then see where you are today. Okay, and why I have asked this question. Keep it in your mind. Okay. Yes, I think, just a sec. So, one second, I'm doing some. Okay, so what I am going to do during this session is I am going to, somehow my screen is freezing. Just give me a second.
It's your screen is showing. You want to send me the presentation if it is giving some problem?
Sam, I think you can take the screen because I couldn't see the rose garden at all.
No, there was no rose garden. Don't worry.
Acha, you could not see. Okay. Okay. So during the session, what I'm going to do is I am going to tell you, if you are looking at B2B e-commerce, I am giving you an overall perspective, but I'm sure, as you all have said, that what are you expecting out of this session, you will pick up some stuff here. And after this, if you still have got a question, which is a very, very personal to you, I can answer you here, or you can connect to me offline and with the Sampath, whatever he wants to do. And I should be more than happy to answer you and more than happy to help you with the next step or the clarity that you need in your life. So first, I'm going to tell you how to choose a product. Second thing that I'm going to tell you how to define your customer. Second is I'm going to tell you how to
I think that the PPT is frozen.
Frozen, huh?
Your mouse is not moving also.
Yeah.
So you want to send me the PPT on WhatsApp so I can play it from here?
Do you have an Apple Keynote?
No, I don't. You can save it as a. You can save it as a PDF file.
Is this better? Is this better?
Coming. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. I'll just keep it in this mode. This is better mode. Because Apple has some funny things. Sometimes it just So what I'm going to do is that I am going to tell you during this presentation. How to build.
Can you show that rose garden? Because everybody is asking where was the rose garden. So we were also thinking. Yes.
Okay. All of you can see this rose garden. Okay. So there are 4 gardens. The garden 1 has a lots of roses. Garden 2 has a little less. Third has a more lesser, and 4 has got only 4 roses. I ask you a question: which garden do you think you belong to? And I have got amazing answers from some of you. I want you to just stay there. And towards the end of the session, I will certainly come back to you all and then tell you exactly why did I ask you. And I will again give you one more chance where you can relook at yourself, what happens. Then I told you that what it takes to build an e-commerce store. When you want to launch an e-commerce store, you need to have 8-step program. The first step is to choosing the product that you want to launch as an e-commerce initiative. Each one of us choose some product or the service that we want in the world so that people can enjoy or people's needs are met, and then in a process you make a money, right? I have a lots of mindset related philosophical talk. I don't want to do that today. Maybe at some other time, with the Sampath's permission, we can also do a philosophical mindset level talk. Also just to tell you that there are, I think I was talking to Sampath, and I want to tell all of you, there are 3 kind of speakers. So there would be a speaker, or there would be a coach, or there would be a mentor who will talk to you at 10,000 feet level. When Narendra Modi does the national lockdown, he does not look at how poor people who is a laborer in metro city Mumbai will survive if they don't get a meaningful livelihood for 15 days. And how will they die going back to their home walking 1600 kilometers, 1800 kilometers. So they are a 10,000 feet leader, I call them. They just say, hey, you can change the world, or you can win, or you can be the best of the world. So they talk at 10,000 feet level. Then there are 1,000 feet level leaders. Rahul Gandhi is a perfect example of that. He tells that, yes, my government would have done a better lockdown management, but he doesn't say what he would have done, right? So they will tell you at 1,000 feet level, but they will not tell you exact answer. Then you are at a 0 level, every day struggling, having questions, doubts. When you are going and running your business, you are calling your customer, they are not picking up your phone. You are calling, you want someone for an order, they are not giving order, you are not getting payment, your staff is reporting sick at the work, and you are struggling with day to day. So you are at a 0 feet level. And my talks are at 100 feet level. I will always pull you from where you are, take you to a certain level. When you reach there, I will take you to another 100 level. So that's how I elevate, but I don't go to 1,000 feet level or 10,000 feet level. So this is not going to be a very big talk session. This is going to be a very methodological, step by step, 8 steps that you can take. And you can take these steps in 2 ways. One, whether you want to take your business online on the cloud, whether you want to launch a new business, you want to go to the new market, you want to serve a new customer, this step can certainly help you leverage the digital opportunities that is available to all of us today. I don't think 3 months ago we would have expected to come and meet on a Zoom and have this kind of chemistry and collaboration together. So I think it's all about changing the mindset. We all are today experiencing how digital can help us build the business or build the relationship. I am just going to tell you exactly how you can build the e-commerce story using this philosophy. Now, basically, right now, why you are looking at e-commerce or any new business or any new opportunity at any point of time in your life as an entrepreneur, the first thing is that you want to lift the revenue, right? So you are not growing, you are not seeing a good traction, you are not able to generate the revenue or the profitability the way you should be. So you say, hey, can I find some avenues by which I can lift my revenue? The second thing is that you are not able to tap new customers, right? So you see, and I'm giving a very nice example. So India had a very powerful 5 or 6 mobile telecom players, and they were clueless about how to get a new customers. So they were cutting prices, they were offering some goodies, and then Jio came, and Jio realized altogether a new kind of customer who wants 1 GB or 1.5 GB data every night. It gone and invested around 2.5 lakh crore into building the national infrastructure, became the largest telecom player or digital telecom player in the world. Today enjoys 65,000 crore valuation and has raised the money from the market, right? From the global investors. So that's about getting a new customer. So that's the second thing you will be having. If you are not getting new customer in a business, you should certainly look at how you can do a e-commerce to get a new customers. And the third thing could be a revenue shift. So some of you said that you are looking for a global penetration. What is global penetration? Is actually a revenue shift that you are earning from India. Now you want to also earn from an international market. Or you would be seeing some additional opportunities that would be coming to your business, and you would be wanting to kind of capture that opportunity. So if you look at these 3 things, which is the revenue, so any business, whether it's an e-commerce business or traditional business or whatever business, it has to be around 3 things. Either you are lifting a revenue, you are going and acquiring new customers, or you want to shift your revenue. I want at this point of time you to make a note that is this all 3 cases applicable if you are thinking of e-commerce or the new paradigm for your business? Is there only lift that you want to, or you want to a new customer, or you want a revenue shift? You can ideally do all the 3 together in any business at any point of time. Now, if you look at e-commerce or any business, right? So the business success sweet spot are of 3 things. The number 1 shift is industry growth. So whatever business that you are in right now, real estate business, if you see across country, has been struggling for last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Because of RERA, because of high cost, because of job loss, because of recession in the economy, whatever you call it. Builders are struggling for last 5 or 6 years into being in the construction industry. Now, if there is no industry growth, your business cannot grow. There are industry which is dying, right? So if your industry is dying, you cannot grow your business. So you need to realize that if your industry is growing, you can certainly grow. Now, if the industry is going at say 10% and you are a smart entrepreneur, you can go 300%. If you are able to find revenue lift, revenue shift, and new customer, how you are going to acquire that. The second is a customer lifetime value. So if you see selling to a new customer, Even if you are able to do a conversion from lead to real sales at around 6%, you are considered as a maverick business owner or a business entrepreneur. But it is very natural for you to resell it to the existing customer if you understand the concept of customer lifetime value. You know, so all these SaaS companies, for example, you look at a Dropbox, you know, I'm just giving an example, or you look at, say, Reliance Jio, right? What Reliance Jio did was that it gave the connection for free to millions of users almost for 1 year, just to experience their network, right? Then they created 30 rupees plan. So they asked people, pay me 100 rupees and use for 3 months. Now they were started so fast that they created the lifetime value of the customer. They knew that if I am able to get this guy right now for free for 1 year, and he gives me test my network, create positive experiences, create that jealousy factor, and all that, over a period of next 5 years, I'll make money with this customer. And then they created a whole ecosystem. Today, you see, yesterday I was reading an article where it said how Reliance has created a different kind of services that people will use on that network, and that will make them continue to grow. So they are now launching e-commerce, they are now launching health app, they are launching different kind of apps, right? So that's the lifetime value of your customer. The third is product demand and opportunity. So now industry is growing, but the product that you have, is that product really what customer want? Are you looking at a price value proposition? Are you looking at a quality value proposition? Are you looking at a ease of use value proposition? If your product is not a complete product, is not usable product, is not a product that when customer look at and say, hey, wow. I think when Sampath was defining each one of you, he put one adjective about you. Someone he said simple, someone he said wants to educate the world, someone he said wants to sell more real estate. What is that your product has that adjective? And the strong verb, looking at which people will say, wow, it creates an aspirational, usable, reusable value for your business. So if you are looking at these three, the commonality between these three, some factors from all these three will help you have a sweet spot in your business at all point of time. I just want to tell you today, I am running it through because we have a time constraint. Each of these slides are a half-day slide, right? So I run 2 days workshop or I run 5 days workshop, and each of these areas we discuss in details. I'm just giving you a bird's eye view on this concept. Now, when you are thinking of running a business or starting an e-commerce business, especially, are you going to sell an existing product that you have, or that you want to source it from someone in the world, or are you going for a completely new product? Right. So Pratap, I was just talking about, and Pratap is a very good educator. He runs a very interesting overseas education consulting firm successfully, but now he wants to get into a new form of education and consulting. And I have been having a few sessions with him. So each one of you can look at either you want to recreate your existing product for a new market, new customer, new segment, or you want to have an entirely new product. So if you want either of these cases, when you are going to launch an e-commerce, you need to go and decide and choose the market and know the size of the market before you take a plunge, right? So the first one is that you identify your product, identify what problem you are solving, and then you look at whether it is a mass product or a class product, right? So you see Jio is a mass product, right? But you look at a Omega watch, it is a class product. Look at a Maruti 800, it is a mass product. You look at a Mercedes, it is a class product. You look at a phones from Android, it is a mass product. You look at iPhone, it is a class product. So these three decisions you need to take before you, any product, whether you are selling real estate, you are selling housing, you are selling education. The first step is you identify your product, identify what problem you are solving for your customer, because people will only pay you if you are solving their problem. And third is it a master class? So if you know this, move to the next step where you go and conduct the research. I spoke to you in the previous slide about the industry growth or industry size, right? So what you do is that you go and research, and there are tools available. So you can go to the Amazon and just see how well this particular product or service is selling if it is already selling. You can go to the Google and use this Google keyword tools, which will tell you how many people are searching this product. In Mumbai, in Thakur village, in India, in Delhi, whatever geography that you want to define, you can define, and you can know how many people are searching for this product. Search simply means that people have an intent or an interest to know what this product is, what this product is working, what is the use of this product, how this product will be beneficial. Right? So look, conduct that research, and once that research tells you that yes, there is a good industry growth and there is a good product demand and opportunity, then come back and look at step 3 here, where you are going to tell, and what you are going to do is that you identify a set of a customer. And you can run a small ad on Facebook paying $500 per day, design a good campaign, and get those customers. Just call them and say that, yes, I am looking at doing something like that, helping you. Do you really need this product? Do you really need this solution? Right? If you have an existing customer for whom you want to bring a new product, go and call them and say that, sir, you have been buying this product. Would you be interested to take, I am going to bring a new feature or additional thing in this product for you. So that's how you will conduct the research, and then you get a confidence level here. The next step is identify the risk. So many a times you get a product and it's very exciting, but you can't get a license. So it requires lots of regulatory hassle, right? I know I met Azim Premji 12 years ago, and I asked him that, what is the one thing that you avoid in your business? And he said, I never take government contract. And that is why, if you see, he's the most non-controversial entrepreneur in India as of today. He's the only entrepreneur whom people praise, because he's never gone to the government. So there is no bank, there is no corruption charges against him or nothing, right? So look at, if you are doing this business, there's going to deal with some health hazard issues, or it's going to be, you require lots of statutory compliance, because if you do that kind of business, every time government changes, you will be spending more time lobbying with the government or municipal or a state or central government than actually doing the business. Unless you are a Jugaru type politician and you want to make your day, that's a different story altogether. But genuinely, I say entrepreneur always do the risk assessment and risk mitigation before you decide and go and launch your product. The fourth thing is finalize the product you want to launch. So you know that, yes, now I know that there's a industry growth in this product. This product that I am trying to launch is really solving a customer problem. There is no hassles or issues, and I want to launch this product. So that should be the first step that you are building. The second should be defining your customer, right? In India, typically, and you look at, I have defined myself as a customer. Right? So when I have decided about all of you, I said, hey, I have named myself the Ishwar Jha, 47-year-old professional who lives in an urban area and works in the tech sector. He aspires to start an e-commerce company. It tells me everything. In India, you go, and I'm telling you, I am sure you guys will have, I want, at this point of time, I want to have another quiz show for each one of you. Okay. I want you to tell me that you all are running an existing business. how do you define your customer right now? Like I have defined myself right now. I am having 1 minute time and I'm expecting response from all of you. How do you define your customer in your business? As of today, whatever business you are doing. I'm looking at a chat box, no response yet. I want you to combine 5 factors, basic information. So you say Ishwar Jha, age 47, old professional, that is my basic information. I am living in urban area, which is my demographic information. I am working in tech sector, that is my mindset. So I will be easy doing technology. And trigger and community that I am looking at, that I aspire to do an e-commerce company. So I'm looking for entrepreneurs interested in e-commerce. And I want to go and connect with that entrepreneur or business community, which will help me launch my e-commerce business. I think, Nihal, you need to look at your customer. I just given the explanation. 22 to 55 is a very broad range right now. What you need to do is narrow down. See, let me give you an example. So you look at iPhone, right? iPhone is designed or positioned for 35 to 55-year-old working professionals at a middle and senior management level. If a beggar is buying iPhone, is their problem, not Apple problem. Nirma is positioned for a people who can't afford expensive washing surf or washing detergent. So it's positioned for a poor customer, right? So you need to narrow down. Today, if you will go and say, you know, I am available for 6 to 60 years or 7 to 70 years, it's a too broad generalization. Narrow down your focus. You say, and you will have experience. I think she is selling cookies. She would be knowing exactly who comes and takes the wallet and gives the money. Is that a father insisting? Is this a mother insisting? Is it a kid insisting to buy her cookie? Who comes more frequently?
Yeah, so yeah, I've actually put that down. For me, it's moms mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially who are working and they are
also within the mom, you will see it would be probably 25 to 40-year-old mom, right? They will have a baby of age of 6 to 16 or 6 to 13, right?
Yeah. From 1 year old to 30 mostly.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, the first birthday is like the biggest.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think you should narrow down that. And if you are not, I am telling you, the first thing that you do tomorrow morning is, whatever business you are doing even right now, go and look at this. Look at your sales history. Look at the people who is coming to your shop. Look at the people with whom you have done the deal. And that will help you really narrow down your customer, define your customer. I am telling you, every day today, I am telling you a very interesting story, right? So if I hire a salesman in my company, the minimum salary that I have to pay a good salesman is around 1 lakh rupees with the incentives and salary. And they would not be able to sell anything more than 10 lakh rupees, right? And since last 8 to 9 months, I have created a system by which I spend 500 rupees per day on Facebook or LinkedIn, only 500 rupees per day. That too Monday to Friday. I don't spend any money on Saturday, Sunday. So I spend around 12,500 rupees per month on Facebook advertising, and I close a sales deal worth minimum 8 to 10 lakhs rupees per month. And I don't go, I am not sweatless, I am not worried, I don't do a damn yeah. And I get 60-70% of my sales through a referral, because I have a trust for a customer service. So if you narrow down your focus and know your customer, whether you are doing e-commerce, you are doing general day-to-day business, you will 100% succeed in that business. And I am telling you, once you are clear about this one slide, it will help you in your marketing, branding, lead generation, conversion, everything else. You can reposition your whole communication with the customer based on the customer that you have selected. Right? So, yeah. So, and then if you know this customer and you have got all the things you check the viability of that product. So who will be manufacturing that product for you? Is there a good quality manufacturing available? Will you yourself be manufacturing? Will you be buying from some manufacturer? What will you be doing? How will you be packaging? And the third is, how will you be shipping, invoicing, and getting payments, receiving payments or giving payments? You need to check that whether the product or the service product that you want to do e-commerce is viable to launch or not. So if you will, and I am telling you, during the entire launch, if suppose there is 100 days required, I would say you spend 50 days here in this 4 slides. More clear you are here, better it would be for you and easy and smooth for you later. If you know that, if she knows that a 30-year-old mom is going to come to my shop to celebrate the first birthday of her kids with the cookies from my shop, she knows the kind of experience she needs to give it to her, so that she comes on second birthday, third birthday, fourth birthday, fifth birthday, sixth birthday, and continues. Or not only birthday, but anniversary and other celebrations as well, and gifting as well. So it's a very, very interesting aspect over there. Then when you are going to build an e-commerce store, you need to look at brand and domain. Very important. Don't just look at any logo and just look at any site name and just launch it. When you have gone to search in a Google Trends and you have seen what term people are searching for the product or product that you are going to sell, get a domain exactly matching with that search name. It will help you get hundreds and thousands of businesses organically. Then store cost structure. How do you want to provide the navigation, look and feel, experience when people are coming? Will it be mobile friendly? How will it look on mobile? How will it look on desktop? How will it look on laptop? How would it look on tablet? Because now people are accessing things in multiple devices. Then what technology platform you are going to use? So today, lots of guys, I'll tell you, I generate some leads and lots of guys come and say, I want to build an e-commerce platform. I want to launch a marketplace. I said, have you sold anything online? They say, no, I don't know. I am telling all of you, you will have a GST number and you will have a bank account number. Do you want to test out how good you are in e-commerce? Tomorrow morning, take a product, take 5 products that you love, buy it from, go and source those from that indiamart.com or somewhere. Go and register yourself on, like say, Amazon and Flipkart. Just start selling and you will learn what it takes to sell a product. If it does not sell, you have a 5 inventory, gift it to 5 friends and sort it. But don't make $1 million investment in e-commerce without knowing how the platform works. So what technology platform are you going to use? Amazon? Are you going to use Shopify? Are you going to use Magento? Are you going to use BigCommerce? Are you going to build your own custom solution for your business? What is that needed? Speak to some technology experts if you are not an expert, and they will guide you to the right direction. It may mean they will ask you for some money, some charges, but it's better to spend some small money in the beginning and get the validation than spending your time and efforts and money and then later on finding that you have done a wrong entry. And then finally the whole store design, that how the UI UX will look, how the hosting will work, how project management, what timeline you are looking to launch. So this is how you should be able to build your e-commerce store. Then comes in is how will you run this store? So half the time we also again go half prepared, and I'm not saying you this requires hiring 100 people and doing all that. All you can do yourself. And I always say that as an entrepreneur of a startup business or a small business, you are not a CEO, you are a chief everything officer. You are doing everything yourself. You are mopping the floor. I think today when during the lockdown, you don't have a household support coming from outside. I'm sure all of you would have washed the utensils and mopped the floor and washed the clothes and done all sort of things and cooked some food, even watching the video on YouTube. So when you are going on these activities and resources, just look at what kind of facilities you need to run this store. Do you need office? Do you need a warehouse? What all do you need? What kind of technology you need, right? Which we discussed in the earlier. It's not only about store technology. It's also about technology for inventory management, technology for accounting management, technology for hosting your server infrastructure, right? Technology for operation management. Today, I can tell you that you will be thinking, hey, I need to run an e-commerce store, I need 10 people. Actually, if you use the right technology, and most of them are available for free or for a $10 a month or $5 a month or $20 a month, you can run the same thing with a one person. And I can actually show you how a technology can help you run end-to-end e-commerce business, right? So you look at, and then how are you going to do the fulfillment? So are you looking at having a drop shipping? Are you looking at having your own courier? Are you going to give it to Amazon, FBA? What are you going to, how are you going to fulfill or deliver the product to your customer? What are you going, how are you going to handle the delivery, the return and the refund to your customer? Because today, if one day you delay refund by 1 day, or you do something wrong with the customer, they will go and write one comment on the platform and you are finished. It is not those way things that, the communication was between two persons. Today, I am telling you, sitting at your home, I have closed orders in last 3 months, and it's purely because of my reputation online. I am telling you, I think one lesson today I want all of you to take from me is start building your online reputation. It would be very difficult for you to today forge a relationship or sign a sales deal if you are not a reputed person. And none of us, I think we all are a SME brand here, none of us have a brand logo like Apple or Reliance or Tata that can sell for ourselves. So the only way to establish ourselves now in this world is to start leveraging online for building the reputation. I think there could be a whole host of class. There are lots of content already available online, how you can build your reputation and how you can create first impression in the mind of a people, right? So do that, and then finally look at your finance, admin, and HR kind of things for your business. Then look at a customer service. Customer service is all about what is the response time that you want to give a customer. Someone is looking for a help. Are you going to be 9 to 5? Are you going to be 9 to 6? Are you going to be 24 hours? Do you have a chat bots where customer can connect you? Do you have an email address on which customer can connect you? Use the social media channel. So Facebook and everyone gives you today how to run a customer service. Then look at a proactive customer support. So maybe when customer has brought a product from you, just go and send that customer a note saying that, hey, this is how you can use this product and get a maximum value from your investment, right? So today, as soon as you would have seen that you sign up for any software, within a minute, they send you onboarding email. Next day, they send you some educational document. So 10 days, they will send you something or another. What is that? That's a proactive support. They will direct you to some video. They will direct you to some training. They will direct you to some conversation. That's called proactive customer support. And then are you going to do 24/7 or are you going to time your customer service? Then comes in is a whole host of marketing and branding that you need to work on. Now the marketing and branding is the first thing is a brand development. How will people feel when they will look at your product? Because now people are looking not in your store. They're not looking at a cookie. You can't take a small piece. Like today you go to the sweet shop or you go to the cookie shop. People will take a small piece and give you to test. And you say, oh, wow, it's a good testing. Give me half a kg. Now here people are not testing. People are looking at your packaging and then saying, I think this would be a good cookie. Let me buy it. People are looking, you are looking at my background or my dress code, or you are looking at my Facebook or LinkedIn profile and saying, hey, you sure would be a good guy to talk. Right? So do the branding, then do the digital marketing. I told you the beautiful part today of a digital marketing is if you have done the customer identification in a discovery and identification in the right way, customer profiling in the right way, you can start a digital marketing with $500 per day. In fact, less than that. You can spend $5, which is a $350 per day, and test out the marketing and see the result. But without knowing the customer, you will say, you know, I'm looking at a 6 to 60, all India, anyone interested, Facebook will eat your money in 10 seconds. And you will get zero result. And 10 days later, you will call me and abuse me, Ishwar, because of you, I have lost $3,000 or $10,000 or $100,000. So without doing a customer discovery and customer definition, probably don't spend penny on the marketing. But at the same time, if you are thinking that without advertising on digital media, digital marketing channels, you can today generate leads or generate business, it's impossible. Right? Then the third is launch marketing. So when you are launching your product, how are you going to do it? I'll tell you a very good case study I have done. So I helped one of my friends called me when the world went into lockdown. And he said, Ishwar, I want to write 50 articles. So we got 50 articles written for him. He gave some ideas and we got that article written by one of the author, one of the ghost writer. And he started publishing those articles. Then I told him that this can become a very good talk. So he did 25 talks around that article. After that, I said, hey, you can make a book of it. So he made a book out of it. I'm telling you, that guy is a real estate villa seller. With a one book, 50 articles, converting it into a 30-minute talk for 25 days regularly, making it finally into a book, he has generated 30 million impressions. 30 million impressions of spending 1 lakh rupees and his time. And I'll be telling you a shocker. So he sells housing, he sells holiday villas or luxury villas at a 55 lakh rupees. How many villas you would have sold in this time when the world is going through the tough, none of us are investing. He has sold 32 villas in last 50 days and has broken all the records that he had for selling. So what is happening is you need to understand how are you going to use the avenues of digital marketing, and when you are launching your product, how are you going to create the buzz? So that is the one thing that you need to look at. Then when you are launching your store, you need to look at doing a technical check. You need to do customer care action. So check whether you are able to take a refund properly, you are able to take the return properly, are you able to answer customers' question properly. Then you look at your site or app performance, especially when you are launching your own e-commerce store or a B2B e-commerce store. If you are going on Amazon and all, then they have the performance and all that management. Then your policies and compliances, how are you, what is your terms of use, privacy policies, have you got all the compliances and certifications required? And then finally, your launch marketing. So whatever you need, so your search engine optimization, your icons, graphics, your contact information, your payment gateway working smoothly, all that you need to do before you go and spend your money on launch. And finally, then you need to kind of grow your e-commerce. I just want to tell you some examples, right? So beautiful examples in the world. So you want to sell a villas or you want to sell a holiday. Today, the best way to do is to do a content marketing. Now, what people will tell you on a content marketing is, oh, I have written 10 blog articles and no traction happening. And I just heard that one of you doing travel business, you get 1 lakh visitors or 10 lakh visitors, and then you don't know how to convert that visitors into a paying customers or generate revenue from them other than doing some advertising or Google AdSense. I have helped 3 or 4 companies in past 5-6 years where the content marketing purely has created $10 million business. So there is this company called cupandleaf.com. You all can visit that company. It's a beautiful case study. Cupandleaf.com is started by a passionate guy who was very interested about brewing tea and all that. So he started a blog on brewing tea, and people started coming, looking at the content, looking at how the recipes of how to make different kind of teas. And then he launched an e-commerce. Within 1 year of the launch, he has 300,000 organic visitors every month without spending a single penny. And he has created, last year, got a $9 million revenue from selling the tea on just different type of teas on their website. And I think when I looked at your, we would like to kind of have you to look at a content marketing. Then you get advertising, and then to look. So then there are these tools, which is tools of like, you can have a research tools. You need to get these e-commerce software. Research tools are, today you want to find out how your product will look, go to this site called tradehunter.com. It will tell you what is the trending products in the world market. Go to the scoutsjungle.com, and there are tools available where you will search and will tell you what people are searching in the jungle. That's why they call it the Scout Jungle, right? Google Trends will tell you, Google keyword tools will help you know what is happening, how people are searching. Ahref will help you know competitive analysis. I spoke to you about Amazon, Flipkart, Shopify, WordPress, WooCommerce, Magento. These are the e-commerce softwares. Marketing and automation, you can use MailChimp. It's a very easy, simple. Now they have a lots of features. There's another software called Drift. There's a Facebook advertising, Google advertising, Campaign Monitor. Then you have this analytics tools called Optimizely, Google Analytics, Zendesk. There are lots of tools for analyzing your e-commerce. And this, I think, will help you get into an e-commerce business. I can tell you each of these slides are around 1 hour each. Maybe sometime soon I will do it, maybe 10, 12 videos around it and put it in my YouTube channel, and I'll inform all of you if you are connected with me. I think this will help you get these 8 steps to launch and grow business if you are looking to grow. I'll come back to this garden. Do any one of you want to change this question between 1, 2, 3, 4, or you still stick to 1? Or whatever the options that you have already chosen. You have a minute to kind of.
I'll stick to mine.
You will stick to yours. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone wants to change? Yes, Vishwajit, I think you are right. It's Agnello Rajesh. I was behind the entire thing, and I don't take their names, my clients. But since you have guessed it, I'm telling you, yes, we have helped this whole thing for him. Okay, great. Yes, so what happens is actually, you all have been listening to lots of guys, right? What will happen is you would have got some ideas and some thoughts here, something right now. Only few of you will today, actually, if you see, this group has around 60, 70 members, right? So what has happened? Only 23 are live right now. That means what has happened? You have become a rose right now. You have come to the garden to understand the mystery or the some traction you had around e-commerce, and you have invested your 1 hour. So you have become a rose today in this garden. Right? You now know that if I'm sure tomorrow morning someone calls you about e-commerce, you will be able to tell them that exactly this is what e-commerce gets set up. Or you want to start your own e-commerce business, you know exactly these are the 5 things you need to do. These are the 8 steps you need to follow in order to become an e-commerce entrepreneur or online entrepreneur or leveraging online business opportunities. Now what will happen? So this is a garden 1, right? So you are a chosen few of a 70 members that this community, Confluence community has led by Sampath. So you are already in 50%, right? Now what will happen is the miracle, right? The miracle will be that actually 50% of you will forget tomorrow morning about what you learned today to take actions. You all would have written some action in your notebook right now or in your mind, but tomorrow morning you will forget because you will get caught up in your day-to-day. So you will become a part of Garden 2. Even if you are a part of, I think many of you say that you are a part of Garden 1, and actually you are a part of Garden 1. So you will, tomorrow morning, many of you will become part of a Garden 2, right? Now, what will happen is, after a month, many of you will forget about it. It was a good guy. No, yesterday I was talking to one of my mentee. I said, so what's been? He said, yeah, no, best blessing of this lockdown is that I have got lots of learning. I said, and how are you going to use this learning? He said, that I have not figured out. Because, you know, every day, I think each one of us have a 5 to 6 webinar, seminar, invitations, and we go there, right? So what will happen is a few months later, you will become like a select few who will actually act on this. And then maybe a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, only 2, 3 of you or 1 of you will use some of this practice, take action today or tomorrow morning, continuously keep putting your efforts, and then become a successful. And probably I will go and claim and say, hey, you know, this guy understood. Or you will come to me and say, you know, I took a clue from you and started my e-commerce business, and I'm a 10 crore, I'm running 10 crore or 100 crore or 200 crore or 1000 crore e-commerce empire today. What I wanted to tell you is that, you know, if information can give us the muscle, each one of us would have been probably having 7 pecs and most handsome looking body, right? It's exercising, right? It's actions. You have got this knowledge, you have got many other knowledge. Sampath is doing fantastic thing connecting you with the amazing people. You know, I was looking at a list of guests, and I think he's got maverick work done for all of you. It's for you that after this 1 hour session that he organizes or interaction that he invites you all to, take actions on those, implement those factors. If you fail, ask next speaker that, hey, you know, you did this, I did this, but it's not succeeded. Can you tell me what else I should be doing? What mistake did I do? So you will become the few. Now, how many of you think, I want to ask one more last question. Where do you see 1 year from now? Many of you have been to 3, 2, 1. Will you be tomorrow? Will you be progressing and working towards going to 4? Or will you remain at 1? Will you remain at 2? Will you remain at 3? Or will you go to 4? Let me see a commitment level from all of you. Quickly, give me a quick commitment that where would you be a year from now when I ask you which garden you all will be. I meet you 365 minutes. I meet you this day in 2021. Which garden will you be? Okay, so I see many of you got, okay, so Ravi is saying he will be in a garden too. That means he will forget tomorrow morning. Okay, Rosewald is also going to be in a garden too. He will be getting caught up in day to day. And Maharshi is saying he will stay in a garden one. I'm sure you will have some other priorities or different way of looking at your life. I today advise you that whatever you are doing, relook at your strategies, relook at your vision, relook at your activities, and plan so that you can move to the garden 4 or garden 3 or garden 2. Yes, Ravinath, you can certainly, I think I'm opening up now for the questions.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think I would like to open this for the questions. I have told too many things. I have crossed the allocated time, but
we can Ishwar baat,
is it okay to take questions?
Ishwar baat kare to you cannot interrupt him, you know.
Sorry?
I said Ishwar baat kare to you cannot interrupt him.
yeah, I've tried to rush as much as I can.
Yeah, I know.
But I never give half-hearted information.
No, correct.
Yeah.
Great. So anybody's got, we'll take 3 questions since we are a bit over time, and then I can send it.
I think I would certainly like to give Ravi Nath an opportunity. He wants to ask, he wants to explain.
Yes, Ravi.
Good evening, Ishwarji. Sorry I joined in a bit late. Could catch up on the 4 levels of roses. One of my reasons of not wanting to be at level 4 in the first year is I would not be ready by that time.
Okay.
If I'm talking of e-commerce, I need to get myself developed into it before committing level 4 in the first year. That is the only reason. The ultimate objective is to reach level 4 the fastest that you can. But surely in 1 year, it would be a pipe dream for me.
Okay, super, great. I think being realistic is the first step towards realization. So I'm happy that you are. So you can decide that no, 5th year I should be in a garden 4.
Right.
Or
Ishwar,
10th year I should be in a garden 4. Yeah. So you can decide on your own.
Great. So Ishwar, there's a question from Reshma. So Ishwar, your video slowly is freezing a bit. Yeah, Ishwar, Reshma is asking that she's got the number of SKUs. Reshma, would you like to ask your question? Reshma already runs a successful store and she's doing very well. So I am giving her the opportunity to ask me that question. She's already in level 5 now.
No. Thank you, Sam. But Ishwar, the question, does the number of SKUs, that's the number of products, matter in ROS where your Facebook ads are concerned?
Ishwar, your mic is off. Ishwar, mic is off.
Sorry. Yeah. So, see, so for example, you look at Amazon, right? I again want to give you an example. So if you see Amazon homepage is all about algorithm.
Correct.
Or a Facebook is all about algorithm, right?
Correct.
So there is a concept called cross-sell and upsell, right? Now, how you can apply cross-sell and upsell is look at your SKUs and see which are the drivers for your business. And then make your other items placed in a smart way that it creates a relativity. So it's like, you know, people are coming to, see, you always go to McDonald's for a burger, right?
Hanji.
And when you go, you never, do you ever say, anyone saying, I want to go McD and have a Coke?
No.
Yeah.
So that is the answer for your SKU.
Yeah.
See the niche that you are addressing and people say, hey, I want to go to Resma store for this. And then they spot, you do such a clever positioning of your product that they certainly click and help you cross-sell and upsell. And if once you have become stronger in one, then push the second, then push the third, then push the fourth, then push the fifth. and then gradually you will see your all SKU start performing for you. Again, I'm trying to give another smart question. You see what Amazon has done, right? So Amazon started Amazon Pantry. And then they saw that the only product that was selling on Amazon was a whole foods or organic foods or high quality foods. And then immediately spent $12 billion to acquire Whole Foods. The company is valued today $120 billion. Given them 1000x valuation in less than 2 years of acquisition. So what I would like to suggest you that have a SKU, have a 20 items or 30 items, but look at which is the sweet spot item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
anybody, I'll take one more question. Yeah, Oswald. Your mic should be on.
Hi, Ishwar.
Hi.
Hi, this is Roswell here.
Yes, Roswell.
Am I audible? Yeah, I just wanted to know. I think I was supposed to speak to you a few days back.
Yes, you did not. You did not speak to him. Huh? That's bad.
Yeah. We could not meet up because of some issues.
No.
But I just wanted to know which is the because I am planning a grocery store in Dubai. I'm based out of Dubai, so I'm planning a grocery e-commerce store. I have done a survey. I've been doing it for past year or so, but not through any search engine or any this thing. So which is the best platform now? There is so much. I'm getting confused, like with Magento, Shopify, WordPress. So for a grocery store, which you think should be user friendly for me and user friendly for?
If you just want to test out the market and see how it is working for you, go for Shopify.
Okay.
You want to have a complete control under your arms, but yet you want to have a little cost-effective solution and easy to integrate, easy to start solution. Go for WordPress WooCommerce.
Okay.
But I would not suggest you to go for Magento or BigCommerce or anything as of now, because that would take lots of time, lots of integrations, lots of hassles, and lots of resources, and it will go make you bankrupt before, or make you have a big hole in your pocket before even you start your e-commerce store.
Okay. And where do I do the survey? Like if I want to know what the customer
Roswell, why don't you have a Zoom call with Ishwar? He'll be able to do it because it's specific to your thing. So, because people may not be interested in grocery and all. So do a call with him. He's there. He's not going to charge you any money. You can donate to the latest charity, to take his time. And so we have a question from Nishikant Singh. Nishikant, do you have a question?
I have a question. I'm Prerna Singh.
Yeah.
And my question is, I have a small business of very niche silver jewelry, which is conceptual jewelry. And I do very well at exhibitions or anywhere where there's a personal interaction with the customers, where they can actually see and touch and feel the product and try it. And online, I do well with the existing customers who have tried my product. Then they're very comfortable buying it online. But with all the new customers who only see me online, the conversion rate is low, because obviously they don't get a personal experience. So how do I take this offline experience to online experience?
So first thing is that start doing the testimonials.
Okay.
With the existing customers, right?
Okay.
And that testimonial should not be they wearing their usual sari or their dress material or anything, but that testimonial should be, you can just offer them some pleasantries or some gift, but say them that, hey, you wear my jewelry,
right, or
wear whatever I have given you, and then say, hey, today I got this jewelry for this wedding, and I went to this is my wedding photograph that I attended, and 6 ladies or 2 ladies came or 2 guys came and said, oh wow, what a nice jewelry you have.
Right.
So once you start doing the testimonial, so there are 2 things happening, right? So for example, I know your silver jewelry will be more used by mid-aged women, right?
Mid-aged to old age, very mature women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what is happening is now most of the mid-aged or old-age women are very dependent on their young age daughters. 25, 20. 25 year age.
Right.
My wife today does not, earlier she would have asked me that shall I wear this sari or this dress. Today she doesn't ask me, she asks my daughter that shall I wear this and how,
Right.
or which jewelry should I take. So
Right.
what you do is also start doing influential marketing with the young generations. The advantage you will have is they will certain, and they are ready to try out, right?
Right.
We are not selling them in a right way. So if you start, they start sampling, and then the mom start using it, you have a mom and daughter both becoming as your converted thing. So, you know, so you can have a smart testimonials. One testimonial could be from the ladies who is already your existing customers.
Right.
Second is that you can have from this, and there itself in a bite, she can say that, you know, I asked my daughter and my daughter referred me to Nishikant shop, and I got it, and nothing would have been more better than that.
Great. Thanks.
Thank
Ishwar,
you
we
so
have one
much.
last question from Sunil Devnani because we're already out of time. Yeah, Sunil.
And you can contact me later on if you want. I can give
Yeah,
you any specific question you need.
Yeah, Sunil.
Sure. This is Sunil Devnani. I
Yeah.
plan to start soon e-commerce site, an e-commerce online store for work from home furniture. My question is, how once it starts, I start getting traction. How do I encourage people to give testimonials?
Okay, so so first testimonial has to come from your from the people who know you.
Okay.
Second, the testimonials from the real customers automatically come today if you are giving them delivering them a good experience, right? So if you are making like I'm telling you, so there are 2-3 kind of testimonials, right? And I'm giving a smart, these tricks we don't use, we Indians don't use. So you go to Amazon and you look at a furniture, all the furniture guys, right? And you see there would be there would be consistently 10 guys who would be giving feedback to all other, to many of the furnitures, right? And they would be also showing as a verified purchaser. What you do is spot the such 20 guys, tell him that I am sending you a free furniture or I am giving you a 50% discount. Or you tell him that, okay, give me a testimonial and I will refund you back 25% as a cash discount. Get 10 or 15 or 20 testimonials, the volume will increase. Once your volume of sales increases, natural customers will start giving you testimonial and you have win the market. That's the only way.
Got it.
Thank you.
I hope I can connect with you again later. This lack
sure.
of
That's the last question, and I have to also give testimony to Sunil Devnani. It's overdue. Okay, guys. So we'll move to the breakout rooms, and just to update everyone, from next week we are moving to Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we'll only have, since the market is opening up. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday we'll have. Monday will be the speaker, international speaker. Wednesday will be the Indian speakers, and on Fridays we'll be having the in-house speakers. So I'll just move everybody to breakout rooms. Ishwar, just remain there. I'll be with you just 1 second.
Sure.
Ishwarda, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Ishwarji. Thank you very much.